The story opens on a dark and stormy night, when humanity is unaware of the impending danger lurking just beyond the stars. A covert alien faction watches Earth from the shadows, hidden deep within an uncharted region of space. They are a collection of ancient species that have dominated galaxies for eons with technology far beyond anything humans could imagine. They fear one thing above all else: the unbridled potential of humanity. It is said that humans are unlike any other species. They adapt to every challenge and thrive where others falter. The aliens know this all too well, and it terrifies them. Earth has become a thriving hub of innovation and technology, even as humanity is still in its infancy on the galactic stage. The aliens have seen what humanity is capable of when they focus their collective will together. They have witnessed how humans come together in times of crisis and build incredible things out of sheer necessity and willpower. They have seen how humanity has overcome every obstacle in its path, even the most impossible ones. But the aliens know that this is also humanity's greatest weakness. The potential for unchecked expansion and innovation could lead to a power far beyond the control of anyone, including the aliens themselves. They begin to fear that humanity will one day surpass them and threaten their hold over the galaxy. They decide that the only way to ensure their continued dominance is to capture the one thing that makes humanity so dangerous. The most brilliant minds of humanity are chosen for this purpose: scientists, engineers, military leaders, individuals who have shaped the course of human history. Their names are kept secret even from one another. The aliens stage a series of well-coordinated abductions across the globe, and in the dead of night, these selected humans are whisked away to a facility hidden deep within an asteroid belt far from prying eyes. The humans are disoriented and confused at first. They wake up in a sterile white room, with no memory of how they got there. Some assume it's a government experiment or a military program they have been drafted into. Soon, though, they realize that something far more sinister is at play. The aliens make themselves known. Their appearance is unlike anything the humans have ever seen: sleek armored figures that exude power and intelligence. Their voices echo through the human captives' minds, cold and emotionless. They inform the humans that they are now subjects in an experiment designed to unlock the true potential of the human mind. They are to become part of something far larger than themselves, something that will shape the future of the galaxy. The humans are taken to an enormous research facility located on a barren planet, its surface covered in jagged rocks and endless dark craters. The aliens begin to explain their plan. They intend to tap into the human brain's ability to adapt rapidly and innovate at a level never seen before in any other species. By studying these unique traits, they believe they can harness them and control them for their own purposes. The humans are skeptical, but they know that resistance is futile. They are prisoners now and have no way of escaping. As the experiments begin, the humans are subjected to grueling tests designed to push the limits of their intellects. The aliens implant neural devices in their brains designed to enhance their cognitive abilities. But what the aliens fail to realize is that they have underestimated humanity's capacity for creativity and resilience. The humans are not mere subjects. They are brilliant minds who will never simply bow to control. As the first experiment begins, the seeds of rebellion are quietly sown within their minds. The first few days are a blur for the humans. Their bodies are weak and their minds are fogged by the invasive procedures the aliens have subjected them to. They are forced to undergo mental simulations that test their problem-solving skills. In impossible situations, they are given complex tasks and expected to complete them within minutes. Yet each time they fail, the tests become more difficult, and the aliens grow more impatient. But there is a quiet undercurrent of rebellion running through the minds of the captives. They are not the sort to be easily broken. They begin to communicate in subtle ways, exchanging glances when no one is looking, sharing ideas in the silence between tests. It starts with small acts of defiance, a carefully placed malfunction here, a slightly altered calculation there. They begin to hack into the alien systems using the very equipment they are being tested with. They know they must be cautious. The aliens are always watching, but they also know that the moment they stop cooperating, they will be punished severely. Among the humans, Emily Zhang, A neuroscientist with a quick mind and a sharp wit begins to notice something strange, something they had not anticipated. As the experiments continue, she finds herself able to focus her mind in ways she never thought possible. She can manipulate the data streams of the alien devices without even touching them. Her thoughts begin to influence the systems around her, and as she practices this newfound ability, she begins to realize that the same is happening to the others. She senses it in their minds, a growing collective awareness. They are no longer merely individuals, they are becoming something else. One evening, after a particularly grueling round of tests, Emily accidentally stumbles upon something terrifying. She taps into a hidden neural frequency embedded deep within the experiments. It's a frequency that links her mind to those of the other captives. It's like a spark of electricity surging through her brain. At first, she's overwhelmed by the flood of thoughts, emotions, and ideas rushing in from the others. But as the link strengthens, she starts to control it. She begins to communicate with the others. Without speaking, they all share the same thoughts. At the same time, they can solve problems together. In seconds, they can access each other's memories and experiences as if they were their own, and it feels like a wave of power crashing over them all. The first moment of clarity comes when Emily realizes that she's not alone in this experience. She reaches out mentally and feels the presence of every other human in the facility. Their minds are all connected now. They are a single entity, a collective intelligence made up of thousands of individual minds, each contributing their unique knowledge, skills, and ideas together. They become something far greater than any one of them could have achieved alone. They begin to experiment with their newfound power, testing the limits of what they can do. They quickly learn that the aliens are completely unaware of this shift. They continue to run their tests as if everything is normal. But the humans are no longer just passive subjects. They begin to work together to find weaknesses in the alien systems. They learn how to hack into the monitoring devices. They gain control of small parts of the facility's infrastructure. They learn how to manipulate the environment around them. And with every success, the collective grows stronger. The aliens still believe they have control over the humans, but they are beginning to realize too late that their prisoners are no longer simply following orders. The first act of true rebellion occurs when the humans manage to break into the facility's mainframe. They use their newfound mental connection to bypass security protocols and unlock the doors to the research area. The humans move swiftly and silently, their movements coordinated by the collective mind. The aliens are taken by surprise as the captives break free from their cells and swarm the facility, taking control of its key systems. The humans have become more than just subjects of an experiment. They are now an unstoppable force, united by their shared mind and their unyielding will to survive. As the humans surge through the facility, they move with a singular purpose, no longer just individuals, but a collective intelligence, their minds working as one fluid entity. They are a force unlike anything the aliens have ever seen. Their combined creativity and ingenuity make them unstoppable. They manipulate the alien technology with ease, turning the very systems that were once designed to contain them into instruments of their escape. The humans disable security protocols and unlock doors. With just a thought, they work together seamlessly, their actions flowing in perfect harmony. The aliens are caught off guard by the sudden uprising. They scramble to regain control, but it is already too late. The humans have already seized the facility's core systems and overridden the alien command network. No one individual can stop them now. They are a unified front, and the aliens realize with dawning horror that they are facing something beyond their ability to control, something they cannot predict or understand. In the chaos that follows, the humans systematically disable the power generators and disrupt the alien surveillance systems. They move through the corridors with precision, each step calculated and deliberate. The aliens try to launch countermeasures, but the humans are always one step ahead. They have begun to think like a single mind, no longer restricted by the limitations of individual intelligence. Their collective consciousness allows them to anticipate every move the aliens make before they even make it. Soon the entire facility is in disarray. Alien forces are scrambled to defend their positions, but the humans outsmart them at every turn, using the very technology that once held them captive against their captors. They turn weapons back on their creators, disable communication channels, and render entire sections of the facility useless. With each victory, the humans grow bolder. They have tasted freedom, and they will not be denied. The tide turns when Emily Jong hacks into the central command hub and discovers the aliens' greatest weakness. They have underestimated humanity's adaptability. They have built their systems with predictable patterns, but humans thrive on chaos and unpredictability. Emily realizes that if they push their newfound abilities even further, they can create disruptions across the galaxy. The technology the aliens have created is not as invulnerable as they believed, and with a single coordinated strike, the humans could bring entire fleets to their knees. The humans begin to use their collective power to expand their reach. They'd broadcast their signals across the stars, tapping into alien networks and systems, even those beyond the facility. Their influence spreads like wildfire as they infect and corrupt the communication channels of other alien ships and colonies. They send out messages of rebellion to other species who are oppressed by the alien faction, offering them a choice. The humans have learned that they can spread ideas as easily as they can take control of technology. They offer the galaxy a new way, a way to break free from the alien tyrants who have held dominion over them for centuries. With their newfound power, the humans now control the facility and everything within it. They release the remaining captives and make plans for the next phase of their rebellion. The escape from this place is only the beginning. They are no longer just a small group of scientists and military leaders. They are a united force ready to take on the galaxy. They will not stop until every alien empire that dares to threaten humanity is brought to its knees. The humans have unlocked something far greater than they ever imagined. They are no longer merely surviving. They are evolving into something far more dangerous, a force that will change the fate of the entire galaxy forever. As the humans begin to spread across the galaxy, their reach grows rapidly. The alien faction that once held them captive is in a state of panic. They underestimated humanity's potential, and now they are scrambling to regain control. They had assumed that by studying the human mind, they could harness its power and use it for their own gain. But what they failed to see was the inherent unpredictability of the human spirit. They had created something far more dangerous than they could ever imagine. The humans now wield the knowledge and power of countless species and technologies. They have absorbed and adapted to every situation with terrifying speed. The galaxy begins to feel the ripple effect of humanity's escape. Entire systems that were once under alien control fall into chaos as the humans use their collective mind to infiltrate alien technology and military networks. The humans hack into the most secure systems and gain access to the inner workings of alien ships and stations. They manipulate energy fields and disable shields in an instant, their minds working together to execute complex strategies that leave their enemies reeling. The aliens are forced to play defense as humanity pushes forward with relentless determination. The alien leadership realizes that the situation is dire. They had believed that their advanced technology and superior numbers would keep them in control, but now they face an entirely new kind of enemy, one that cannot be predicted or outmaneuvered. The humans no longer rely on individual strength or technology alone. They rely on something far more powerful, their collective consciousness and adaptability. The aliens begin to reach out to other factions, hoping to form alliances against the human threat. But humanity is already one step ahead. They intercept these communications and sow distrust among the alien factions, turning them against each other. The humans begin to see the cracks in the alien empire, and they exploit them to their advantage. On the battlefield, the tide turns in humanity's favor. As the alien forces falter, they are caught in a constant state of confusion, unable to counter the humans' ever-changing tactics. Entire fleets of alien ships are captured as the humans adapt their strategies to each new challenge. The once feared alien war machines are now being used against them, and their soldiers find themselves fighting with outdated tactics that cannot keep up with the human collective mind. The humans begin to establish a foothold in multiple star systems. They set up colonies on newly terraformed planets using their knowledge of alien technology to transform hostile environments into thriving ecosystems. They build new cities in a fraction of the time it would take any other species to do so, and their presence in the galaxy grows stronger with each passing day. As their influence spreads, they reach out to other species that have suffered under alien rule, offering them an opportunity to join the human cause. Those who resist are swiftly defeated and absorbed into the collective. Despite their initial fear, the alien factions begin to realize that they cannot simply defeat humanity with brute force. They begin to offer alliances to the humans, hoping to secure a place in the new order humanity has created. But the humans are not interested in mere cooperation. They have no intention of submitting to anyone. They offer the aliens a choice: join them and benefit from their innovations, or be swept aside. As humanity continues to expand and evolve, those who resist are either crushed or assimilated into the ever-growing collective. The galaxy is shifting, and the aliens know that their time is running out. The humans have become an unstoppable force. Their minds have fused into a single entity, capable of creating entire civilizations and armies within a matter of hours. They are not just a species, they are a movement, a revolution that is sweeping across the stars. They are reshaping the galaxy in their image, and the alien factions are left with no choice but to watch as their empire crumbles before the might of humanity. With every victory, humanity grows stronger. The collective mind expands across the galaxy, and the once mighty alien empire begins to crumble under the weight of their own fear and uncertainty. No longer are the humans the ones running in the shadows. They are the ones calling the shots. Their creativity and adaptability have turned the tide, and now they are building a new order, one where they control the flow of knowledge and power. The galaxy is theirs to shape as they see fit. The aliens who once ruled with iron fists now find themselves at the mercy of the very beings they sought to control. They had thought humanity weak, divided, and easily conquered, but they had underestimated the power of human unity and the unpredictable genius that thrives within each individual. The humans do not just take control of planets and fleets, they remake them. They rebuild alien cities into symbols of their own vision. They terraform barren worlds and turn them into lush, thriving ecosystems. They offer the galaxy a new way of life, one that embraces creativity, progress, and cooperation rather than oppression and stagnation. The collective mind of humanity has become a force of unimaginable power, but with it comes an unsettling realization. The more the humans expand, the more their collective becomes an entity of its own. They begin to lose sight of the very individuality that made them so powerful to begin with. The voices of the individuals within the collective are becoming harder to hear as the mind grows in size. The once vibrant and chaotic energy of humanity's diverse thoughts and ideas begins to dull into something more uniform and controlled. Some of the humans begin to question whether the cost of their new power is worth the price of their own freedom. There are whispers among the humans, those who believe that the collective is becoming too large, too impersonal. They fear that they are losing the essence of what it means to be human. The core of their identity is slipping away as they become one mind rather than many. They still share ideas and knowledge, but the individuality of their thoughts is fading. The humans have become what they once feared, a single-minded force that moves through the galaxy with the unstoppable momentum of a juggernaut. These concerns are not shared by all. However, many of the humans see the collective as the future of their species. They believe that the power of unity will push humanity to heights that no individual could ever achieve on their own. But as the conflict between those who embrace the collective and those who fear it grows, the galaxy begins to see cracks in the seemingly perfect human empire. The first seeds of discord have been planted. At the same time, the alien factions that have been conquered by humanity begin to rise in opposition. Some species that were once subjugated under the alien empire now turn against the humans. They see them as little better than their former oppressors. They begin to form alliances and start their own resistance movements in an effort to reclaim their freedom. They recognize that humanity's collective mind is just as dangerous as the empire that once ruled them. The balance of power in the galaxy is shifting once again, and the humans must decide what kind of empire they truly want to build. The humans are faced with a difficult choice. Should they continue to expand their collective mind and risk losing the very thing that makes them human, or should they return to a fractured existence, where individuality and diversity are celebrated? The decision will shape the future of the galaxy and the future of humanity itself. As the rebellion against humanity begins to rise, the once united collective faces its first true test. The humans who had fought so hard to unite are now divided between those who want to preserve the power of the collective and those who wish to restore the individuality that made humanity unique. The galaxy watches as the cracks in the once invincible empire deepen. While humanity fights amongst itself, the resistance forces grow stronger. In every corner of the galaxy they find allies in the oppressed species who once served the alien overlords, and they begin to form a vast network of insurgents determined to topple the human empire. Within the collective itself, a rift forms. Those who are loyal to the unity of the mind argue that the only way forward is to continue expanding the collective and embrace the limitless potential of a single united consciousness. They believe that the individual must be sacrificed for the greater good of the galaxy, and that in time the universe will see the benefits of a unified human race. Others, however, argue that the cost of such unity is too great. The price of individual freedom is too steep. They warn that humanity risks becoming just another empire that enslaves the minds of others in the name of progress. This debate splits the human forces into two factions, one led by those who wish to maintain the collective and expand it across the stars, the other led by those who seek to restore the human spirit of individuality and free will. The former see themselves as the true visionaries of humanity's future, while the latter see themselves as the last guardians of what it means to be human. As the rebellion grows, stronger tensions escalate across the galaxy. The resistance launches coordinated attacks on human strongholds and key infrastructure. Their forces strike with precision and speed, targeting the heart of humanity's control systems. They cripple fleets and cripple cities in an effort to weaken the human empire and expose the vulnerabilities that lie beneath the surface. The once unstoppable juggernaut of human unity now stumbles as it faces its first true challenge. The cracks in the collective mind deepen, and the empire begins to fracture. Back within the human collective, Emily Zhang, the neuroscientist who had once been one of the key architects of humanity's rise to power, finds herself caught in the middle of this conflict. Her mind torn between the two sides of the debate. She knows better than anyone the risks of losing the essence of humanity by surrendering too completely to the collective, but she also understands the incredible power and potential that the collective mind holds. She is faced with the impossible decision of whether to stay true to the individualistic ideals that had once made humanity great, or to embrace the future of unity, even at the cost of everything they had once stood for. The humans who support the collective argue that their unity is the only way to ensure the survival of their species and the galaxy itself. They believe that humanity's future lies in transcending individuality and becoming something greater, a single mind capable of solving problems and creating innovations at an unprecedented scale. They believe that, in time, the galaxy will see their vision and join them, but the resistance sees this as nothing more than a dangerous delusion. They believe that the human empire is on the verge of becoming a tyrannical regime that crushes dissent and individual thought in favor of cold efficiency and control. The resistance fighters find allies in the alien factions who had once been conquered by the humans. They rally around the banner of freedom and the right to choose their own fate. They see humanity's collective as a threat to everything they had fought for in the past, and they are willing to risk everything to bring down the empire before it can spread its influence any further. The stage is set for an all-out war across the galaxy. Humanity is now faced with the terrifying reality that it has become the very thing it once sought to overthrow, an empire that threatens the freedom of every species in its path. But there are those who still believe in the potential of humanity to overcome this dark turn. They fight not for domination, but for the preservation of the human spirit, and the belief that even in the face of overwhelming power, humanity can still choose its own destiny. The war rages on across the galaxy, the once united human empire now fractured into two warring factions, those who support the collective mind and those who fight to preserve individual freedom. The battle lines are drawn, and the galaxy is divided into territories controlled by each side. The conflict is brutal and unrelenting as the humans clash with each other, and with the alien resistance, the collective forces are vast and powerful. But the rebels are determined and relentless. They fight not only to survive, but to preserve the ideals that they believe humanity was meant to uphold. The human cities that once stood as beacons of progress and innovation are now battlegrounds as both sides launch attacks and counterattacks. The sky above is filled with the flames of war as fleets of human ships clash in space, while on the ground soldiers from both sides fight for control of critical resources and strategic locations. Entire star systems become war zones as humanity fights its own civil war. The fate of the galaxy hangs in the balance. Dear Emily Zhang, who had once been at the heart of the collective, now finds herself torn between her loyalty to the cause of unity and her growing fear that the humans have lost their way. She watches in horror as the collective forces begin to resemble the very empire they had once sought to overthrow. The tactics of control and manipulation that were once used by the alien factions are now being employed by the humans themselves. The collective uses fear and coercion to maintain control over the populations they have conquered. They silence dissent and crush any resistance to their rule. And Emily knows that if humanity continues down this path, it will lose the very essence of what it means to be human. As the war intensifies, the rebels begin to gain ground. They strike at the heart of the collective's power and begin to liberate planets that had been taken over by the collective forces. One by one, the rebel factions free entire star systems from the human empire's grip. They launch raids on critical supply lines and destroy key military installations. The collective is forced to divert resources to defend against these attacks, and for the first time in years, the human empire begins to show signs of weakness. On the front lines of the war, the soldiers who fight for the collective are becoming disillusioned. They had once believed in the vision of a united humanity, but now they see the consequences of that vision. They are no longer fighting for progress or freedom. They are fighting to maintain control over a galaxy that no longer wishes to be controlled. Many of these soldiers begin to question their loyalty to the collective, and some even defect to the rebel, cause they see that the resistance is not just fighting for their own freedom, but for the future of humanity itself. The rebels capitalize on this growing discontent within the collective ranks. They offer a vision of hope, a vision where humanity can live in freedom, where the collective mind is no longer a tool of domination, but a tool for collaboration and mutual respect. They speak of a future where individuality and creativity are embraced, and where every person is free to choose their own destiny. The rebels know that they must offer this vision to the galaxy if they are to win the support of other species and unite them against the human empire. As the war reaches its boiling point, Emily makes a fateful decision. She knows that the time has come to take action. She can no longer stand by and watch as humanity falls into tyranny. She reaches out to the leaders of the rebel factions and offers them the knowledge and insight she has gained during her time within the collective. She believes that there is still a way to save humanity from itself. She believes that the collective can be dismantled without destroying the potential of humanity's future, but it will require a final confrontation between the two sides, and it will require sacrifices that none of them may be ready to make. The fate of the galaxy now rests in the hands of those who are willing to fight for a future that embraces both unity and freedom. It is a future that will be shaped by the choices they make in the coming days. The war will determine whether humanity will become the rulers of the galaxy or whether it will be free to chart its own course. The final battle approaches as the war reaches its peak. The galaxy is on the brink of collapse. Entire systems are torn apart by the conflict, and the once unified human empire is now an unstable patchwork of divided forces. The collective mind is unraveling as more and more people defect to the rebel cause. The alien resistance grows stronger with every passing day. As they see humanity tearing itself apart, the question now is whether the galaxy will remain in chaos or whether humanity will find a way to rebuild and reunite under a new vision. Emily Zhang stands at the center of it all, torn between two sides. She knows that the fate of humanity rests on the choices they make in the coming moments. She has seen the horrors of both sides of the conflict. The collective's power has created a system of control that suffocates the human spirit, while the rebels have shown the galaxy that freedom comes at a steep price, the price of war and sacrifice. But Emily believes there is still hope for humanity. She believes that the vision of unity and individuality can coexist if they can find a way to balance them. As the final confrontation draws near, Emily reaches out to both sides of the conflict. She contacts the leaders of the collective and the rebels alike, and offers them a chance for peace, a chance to find a middle ground between the two extremes. She knows that it will not be easy, that there will be resistance from both sides, but she is determined to show them that humanity can rise above its flaws and become something greater than what either side has envisioned. The leaders of the collective are hesitant at first. They have built their empire on the idea of unity and control, and the thought of dismantling it seems unthinkable. But Emily speaks to them, not as a scientist or a soldier, but as a human being who understands the cost of their actions. She reminds them of the ideals they once fought for, the belief in progress, freedom, and creativity, and slowly they begin to listen. On the other side, the rebel leaders are also wary. They have fought for so long to free the galaxy from the collective's rule that the idea of compromise feels like betrayal. But Emily speaks to them of the need for unity and the importance of cooperation. She tells them that they cannot fight forever, that the galaxy cannot heal through endless conflict, and eventually they begin to understand. With both sides cautiously agreeing to meet, Emily helps to broker a peace agreement, one that will dismantle the collective while preserving the freedoms that humanity fought so hard to achieve. The collective mind is broken apart, and the influence it once held is dissolved. But the idea of unity is not discarded. Humanity's future will not be governed by a single mind, but by a system that embraces both individual freedom and collective responsibility, a system where people can work together without losing their identity. The galaxy watches as the leaders of the collective and the rebels stand side by side at the signing of the peace treaty. It is a moment of true hope for the future, a moment when humanity finally learns that they do not have to choose between unity and individuality. They can have both. As the treaty is signed, the war comes to an end. The galaxy begins to heal and rebuild. The alien resistance that once fought against humanity now sees them not as conquerors, but as allies in the struggle for a better future. Together, they begin to forge new alliances and work toward a galaxy where freedom and cooperation are not mutually exclusive. Emily looks out at the stars with a sense of cautious optimism. She knows that the road ahead will not be easy, but she also knows that humanity has learned a valuable lesson. They have learned that the greatest strength comes not from control or domination, but from the ability to adapt and change, from the willingness to evolve and work together as individuals and as a united species. The galaxy has been forever changed, and humanity has finally discovered what it truly means to be free.